What's up, guys? It is Chris back with another watch video, and today I have DIY Watch Club on the channel. They actually sent me this a while ago. I have had very little time to put it together, but today I have off, and I am going to go ahead and put this watch together. I just wanted to go through the packaging before I assemble it, show you the packaging, and then I'm going to assemble it and then show you the finished product. So very quickly, it comes in a really nice zippered pouch here. It's pretty big, actually, and then inside these little flaps there are all the boxes that contain all the components for the watch, so things like the dial, the case, hands, all of that good stuff. There's instructions, and there are a ton of tools that come with this. And this is actually a little stand for your cell phone. When you actually sign up, you could put that down, place your cell phone there. It'll give you some video tutorials on exactly how to put together your new watch, which is really cool. And then, like I said, a bunch of tools. You have all the tools that you will need. You have a strap. Everything is here, even items to help you clean, keep your watch clean while you're putting it together. So pretty much everything that you need. Very nice toolkit in and of itself that you could actually use later on when you are either modding another watch or you just want to try a repair on a watch or things like that. I think it's a really nice package, something that you could put aside after you put together the watch. If you buy more watch tools, put it aside. You have a little watch tool kit. Whenever you need it, you could just go and grab it. Really, really nice. So quickly, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put together the watch using the instructions. Now, you guys know my sort of skill level here. I am not skilled at putting together watches. I have modded one watch in my life, and that was my Seiko SKX. I actually modded it. I don't think I did a very good job, so I went back to its original form. So let's see how this goes. Like I said, I've modded before, but I've never done a good job. And when I did that, I kind of messed up the hands on my watch and all this other stuff, so I had to go back and do it a few times. Let's see how this goes. I hear this is not as difficult, especially since you have all of the tools, but of course, you never know. It is me. I have these big, giant, fat hands, and I may not do a good job, but let's try it out. Okay, so here it is. I have a lot of extra parts. They give you extra hour, minute, and second hands. They give you extra spring bars. There's extra screwdrivers and other things that come with the watch that you actually don't really need unless you make a mistake, like these hand removal tools. I didn't need them because I didn't make any mistakes on that. There's also a bezel removing tool, things like that. So there's a lot of parts here and actual components and tools that you don't really need, but you can use in maybe the future if you want to change the bezel on here, if you want to change the hands, things like that. So it took me about an hour to do, and that is because of the second hand. Actually, the second hand took me a few tries to do, because it is difficult, and that is probably the hardest part of modding a watch. So when you change the dial on a watch, or if you want to put a dial on a watch or things like that, taking it off the hands and putting the hands back on are definitely the hardest part. The second hand is definitely the hardest hand to actually put on because it is so small. There's just a little tiny part that you need to actually level that onto, and it is very, very hard. So like I said, it took me about an hour. I have a very, very beginner, I would call it beginner, skill level at watchmaking. I've only modded an SKX in the past. This is an NH35, so very similar movement, but I found it very difficult then, and I did find this pretty difficult now. However, more challenging. They give you very good instructions. I definitely recommend having, like they say, a very clean workstation, a very lit workstation. And one other thing, I think it should be a very high workstation so that you could actually see what you're doing with the loop, and you're not crouching over a table. So if you can, set up a workstation that's actually higher than your desk, because it would actually work a lot better. Very quickly, I'll throw this on my wrist so you guys can see. It is a very nicely made watch. It comes on this parachute strap. It comes with extra spring bars, as I mentioned, which are have the little tabs on there, so you could remove the spring bars very easily. This parachute strap is nice. I think it's pretty pretty decent. I would rather have seen this on a rubber strap or something like that, but I think this works pretty well. These cost around $300 to $400, depending on if they're on sale and the type of dive watch you want. Their other watches are actually more affordable. They're less expensive. There's also other movements that you can get. This is the NH35, as I mentioned. You could see the NH35 from the back. They also make ones with Miyota 8 series. If you want something with like a no date, I think they actually make the diver with a no date, and that gets the Miyota movement. All the instructions are very easy to follow. They're all very, very clearly spelled out for you in exactly the steps that you need to take to put the watch together. And they, like I said, provide you with everything that you absolutely need to put it together. Case is finished very nicely, ceramic bezel. Obviously, you have a sapphire crystal case back, so you could see the actual NH35. Hacks hand winds. Of course, you have a date at 3 o'clock. And I believe they put a ton of lume on this watch as well. So we will do a quick lume shot. The way I see this watch is as a very good gift for the watch collector, someone who really likes watches, maybe someone who's just getting into watches. It's a 200-meter dive watch. I'm not sure I really would trust that. It's sort of like building a kit car. If I built my own kit car, would I take it to the track and do 150 miles per hour with it for prolonged periods of time? I don't know. Would I take this diving and have my life depend on it? I'm not sure, because I built it. I don't really trust myself. I'm not a watchmaker, so that is something. Would I wear it for every day? Would I wash my hands with it? Maybe go swimming? Absolutely, no problem. Take a shower with it on? Absolutely. Go to the beach, things like that. Not a problem. Maybe even snorkeling. Not risk my life using it, timing, important things that are actually life dependent. But then again, if I were a little bit more skilled, that might be something that I wouldn't feel as hesitant about. But a very good looking watch and a very well made watch. Even though I put it together, really the case was already put together for me. The bezel was already on the case itself, and then of course the crystal was already installed. So all of that is actually pretty good. And then the case back is just screwed on. I'll do close-ups of the case back so you guys can see. But the case back, you're screwing it on. You're removing the gasket. It has a clear case back and claims still 200-meter water resistance, which is pretty impressive. Very quickly, let's do a lume shot, and then we'll wrap up the video. Well, I have to say, the lume is really, really good on here. And I really like what they did with the indices. They're sort of like a triangle within a little V at the 12 o'clock. Each indice has that sort of little dash. Really nice and different color for the bezel. The bezel is like a mint green. And then, of course, you have like a green color for the dial itself. Hands very lumed. Even the second hand is lumed. Very, very bright, and it's hanging on really nicely. I'm impressed. Overall, I think this is a pretty impressive package. If you are in the market for something that is going to keep you busy for a little while, you're going to make your own watch. What I would like to see is if you could personalize the name on the dial as well. That would be really cool, because then it sort of brings together the entire experience. I would like to have a bracelet as well, maybe a bracelet option. That would be really nice. Put together the bracelet. I mean, you don't have to physically put together the bracelet, but put the bracelet on the watch itself. That would be really nice as well. All of these things are probably something they have already thought about, but I think that would be really nice. A bracelet and personalizing the name on the dial would make this a little bit more personalized, because I've put this together. Literally, that's all I've done. It's not really a custom watch. It's a watch that I've put together that other people have the exact same watch. So if I was able to customize that little element, that would be really cool. But again, not something that is necessary. I'm a watch collector. I have tons of watches. This is a really good present for someone who is a watch collector, or maybe even someone who's just starting out with watches, because it's a good watch. It's a it's a nicely made watch, and I think it's really good looking too. And it gets you into the components and understanding how they're actually working together, and that's pretty cool. Anyway, tell me what you think of this kit in the comments below. I really want to hear from you. Please also don't forget to like and subscribe, hit that bell icon. It's super helpful for the channel and I very much appreciate it. Please follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is WatchChrisBlog. I have some links in the description. Those links are to Amazon. If you click those links and buy anything, it helps support the channel. It doesn't cost you anything extra. However, I very much appreciate it. Anyway, thank you for logging on. I'll catch you guys in the next video.